let's check back with our streaming supremo, qmacro. Hi, I'm Ian Thain. I'm a poet. I didn't even know it. So, as I said, we're checking back with qmacro. And if you didn't know who qmacro was, you just saw him a second ago. It's DJ Adams. DJ, thank you for joining me on CodeTalk.
Thank you for having me, Ian. And that was probably the best triple word introduction I've ever heard.
I can't play Scrabble, triple word, that sort of thing. Oh, triple word score for me. I think we had a CodeTalk a while ago, and you just started your streaming programs. So I thought straight away, just for the folks who didn't watch that, and where have you been? Have you been under a stone? Can you just tell us what the whole streaming idea is about, and what is live streaming?
So in order to answer that question, I guess it's probably best to just understand a little bit about the context of learning, and there's different types of content. There's documentation, for example, on help portals. There are blog posts. There are videos that you can watch on YouTube, and live streaming is sort of fits into these different types of categories and stands really on its own, because yes, of course, the recording of the live stream becomes a video on YouTube, but the idea of a live stream is that you join the live stream as a participant and you interact with the person who is live streaming, ask questions, you also take part, you maybe help them out with whatever they're doing, you interact with the other participants and so on. So it's like a live community while the live stream is going on. It's a lot of fun, it's very interactive, and it's a way for people to sort of have a bit of fun and learn from each other as well as from whoever they're watching.
Okay, I mean, so as I said right at the start, we have had, or you have had, a number of them now. We did say we were going to check back with you. Mm-hmm. So how's it been going so far? What's your schedule? And sort of how the participants been taking to it?
So I think it's been going great so far. I've really enjoyed it. I mean, initially it was a little bit terrifying, not really know what I was doing, and it just, like I think I said this last time, it was like spinning about 8 different plates at once, doing all the different bits and pieces, from the setup perspective behind the scenes to interacting with the participants and so on, as well as actually doing whatever I was doing, live coding. So yeah, I just did episode 12 last Friday, which means that was the 13th episode, of course, because we start counting at 0, obviously, being developers. So I mentioned Friday. Friday is the sort of the regular weekly schedule. So I try to do one, and I have done one every Friday, always at the same time, 8 a.m. UK time, 9 a.m. Central European time, 1:30 in the afternoon, which means 1:30 in the afternoon, India time, Bangalore, for example, and then 7 p.m. at night over on the east coast of Australia. So I try to catch as many time zones as I can with that regular Friday slot. We do also this sort of what I call the occasional midweek slot, which is on a Wednesday, and I'm going to do one tomorrow, for example, and that's usually in the afternoons, either 3 p.m. or 2 p.m. so I can catch those time zones behind me, as in the US, just to sort of spread the love out a little bit. So yeah, so the schedule is weekly with extra bits, with bonus bits. Yeah, it's been going well. I mean, the participants are great. That really makes it for me. I have a whole lot of regulars, with a whole lot of usual suspects that always join and are super interactive, and that sort of makes it for me. Now I can sort of I'm a little bit more confident in what I'm doing in terms of running the live stream. I can sort of relax a little bit and interact with them more, and pick up on what they're saying, and they talk to each other as well as to me, which is great. That's the whole point. So really, it's the participants on the live streams that really make the whole thing sing, I think.
Okay, so it's called Hands-on SAP Dev with qmacro. So it's a really broad title. Yeah. And you say you've done 12. This one coming up will be number 13. What have you covered so far? What sort of subjects? Have you stuck to one throughout? All of you just been going through lots of different things?
Well, well, in fact, the one on Friday was number 13 because episode 12, but it was a 13th one.
Of course, sorry, yeah.
0, but just to be pernickety there. But I've had a backbone theme so far, which has been the Cloud Application Programming Model, or CAP, or CAPM, as people call it on Twitter, for example. That is very definitely a backbone theme I want to tell people about CAP. But it's a journey that we're taking through CAP, learning about CAP, but we're sort of going the scenic route, let's say. We're stopping off in laybys and having picnics, as it were. We're looking at different tools, development setups, different approaches, even functional programming aspects, and building the utilities and all sorts of different things. So it's been a really, really fun, interesting deep dive or set of deep dives into completely different areas, but with this sort of underlying theme. We're not going to talk about CAP forever, but we're not finishing yet either. There's still more to learn and more to explore. But I deliberately chose the title Hands-on SAP Dev to give myself, a broad context that I could talk about anything. I'm thinking maybe with the advent of components, web components with UI5, we might look at some of that stuff, or we might look at something completely different. Who knows?
Okay. So you're while you were saying that, and I was thinking about how, the fact that it is streamed, but you also then put it on YouTube. So you're sort of getting into my area there. So what's happening with the YouTube side? Tell us about that.
The live streams obviously are live, and the recordings of those are made automatically available on the live stream platform, which is Twitch. But they're only saved there. They're only available there for a specific finite period. I think it's 60 days, something like that, right? So it's not long term. Plus, one of the things that is difficult with with video content is finding what you want to look for. If you want to come back and look for something, scrubbing, forwards and backwards in a video to find what you either remember seeing during the live stream or somebody's told you about, it's quite difficult. So what I do is I move the videos and upload them to YouTube, to the SAP Developers channel. And if you haven't subscribed to SAP Developers YouTube channel, subscribe now, because it's great. And I've got a playlist there. And when I upload one of the recordings, I also publish a blog post with what I'm calling annotations. So I play back the video, I go through and describe what I'm doing, I write it down in different paragraphs, and then I have sort of hours, minutes, seconds, timestamps against those things, and you can click on the timestamps and it'll go straight to that particular minutes and seconds of the YouTube video. So you can jump straight to the part in the video that you've found via a text search in the blog post.
Excellent. So how long are the videos usually? How long are they?
About an hour.
Streaming. Oh, right. Okay. So so it's needed. So you mentioned a few things a minute ago, but I was just going to bring you back to the subject of what you're planning in the future.
The plans are very vague. I mentioned, for example, the doing some UI5 stuff. To be honest, I don't have any firm plans apart from just to continue looking at stuff. There's all sorts of stuff going on in SAP Cloud Platform, so we'll probably look at some more stuff in that area. Maybe some workflow. Who knows? But I think the main thing is that because one of the major assets of the live stream are the participants themselves, the folks who come on and join and interact. I would like also them to suggest where we go with this. Obviously, if they suggest we'll do some stuff that I've got no idea about, then we might have to have a bit of a conversation. But if it's something that I know about or can find out about, then who knows?
It's a agile learning journey together.
Yes. Just in time learning.
DJ, thanks very much for giving us an update on your series of hangout. Well, not hangouts, of streaming and hands-on SAP dev with qmacro. So thank you for joining me, and I'm sure we'll speak to you again on other subjects in the future.
Brilliant. Thanks for having me in. Bye.